Hey guys, Forsaken Reality here. In this video, we will be integrating the ladder climbing system that we own into the Survival Game Kit version 2 and Tactical Shooter Kit integration. So, without further ado, we will begin setting that up. The first thing you're going to want to do is import the ladder climbing from 5.2 plus Unreal Engine version into your project, and you can pause the video and do that. Once you have that done, we're going to want to come into our project settings, come to our collision, new trace channel. I want to call this ladder, accept. And we're also going to want to actually edit this channel and set it to ignore and accept. And we're going to come into the ladder climbing system just to make sure ladders are still interactable. And we're going to look for ladder bar distance. Come down to the collision and play block, which is good. Okay. Close out of this stuff. So we can come into our blueprints for the ladder climbing components and open up our ladder climbing component. And we're going to search for sphere trace by channel. And each one of these that say interaction, we're going to change this to ladder, because that's where the ladder's index was originally in the base project, but because there's these extra channels now down here, so everyone that says interaction specifically, we'll change that to ladder. There will be some that are set to visibility. You want to make sure to leave those to visibility, like this one right here in the exit, because they won't be tracing for the ladder, they'll be tracing for the top of a ledge or something like that. Ability. And you can ignore these IK ones for now. And set next down, ladder, ladder, and save. And that's all we'll need to do in here, I believe. Yep. Close out of this. Come into our ladder system, demo, character, mannequins, and meshes. We can delete this one right here. We want to make sure to set the reference to the Survival Game Kit skeleton, and we'll replace references. Save selected. And I'm just gonna fix up redirectors, or update redirectors, just to make sure there's no issues. Always a good idea to do that after making big changes. Let's pause this while that happens. Alright, you might have this screen pop up, and if you do, you can just click delete unreferenced redirectors, because we're not going to be using those skeletons. So now that we have that done, we are going to go to Survival Game Kit, Blueprints, Characters, and be SGK character. And we'll first want to add the ladder component. So the ladder climbing component right there. That. All that. And we'll also want to open up our ladder climbing character. We'll come in here, get the master character for the ladder. And we're going to first come over right here to begin play. Select this little orange box, everything in it. Set character reference. And we'll go over here to the event graph, in play. And we'll just connect here. And from here we will go back to our event graph and back into the inputs. And from here, our ladder component. Insert short trace for ladder. File that. Make our ladder trace. Now we'll want to come down to our, you set up the climbing component prior to this. You'll want to set up a check for if you're on the ladder. Message, ladder check. Create a branch, hold B and click to quickly create one. And if we're not on a ladder, trigger the climbing. Now we'll set up our ladder movement. First we'll come over to forward movement. I'm just going to drag this out here. And we can come into our master character for the ladder. Select all of this. Copy it. And I'll put that in up here. Just delete this. And we'll do that. Connect the value to the axis value. And connect false is input block. And then reconnect. Don't reconnect that over there. So if we are on a ladder, we'll do the ladder input, and on a ladder false. We'll do our regular input movement. And we'll want to copy this node right here. Control C. Control V to paste it. Make sure it's set to 0 there. Want to reset that value like this. And for the backwards movement, drag this. Just copy this up here. Paste that down here. And we'll also want the input. And if we're not on a ladder, we'll do our regular input movement. If we are, we'll do this input. And copy this right here. Paste that. Flip that. These need to move down. And now we want to just grab this right here. 3. Right here in the backwards input. Next right here, make sure it's set to 0, so it'll be setting the. That's forward and backwards input, and for right, left. We just want ladder check. We can just copy this right here. false input. We're on a ladder. Do regular movement. We don't want to move. And the same thing here. Ladder. We'll do our regular. Now we want to come down to our sprinting input. And we'll come over to our ladder character. We'll just copy these nodes, the sprint, and paste them in here like this. And just connect those so it'll enable and disable the ladder sprinting. And for our jump input, here. We'll want to come over here and we'll just grab every top side of this jump input, copy that, paste that in here. And then after this, put here, connect that, and then both of these to the branch right here. And that'll be the jump setup. Now we want to head over to our animation blueprint. So first we'll get the ladder animation blueprint. And then we'll come down to the survival game kit and get our animation blueprint here with third person Atom. And first we'll want to go to our update graph. And we'll open up the ladder climbing. We'll also come over to our event update animation. The only thing we need here is this right here. So we'll copy that, Control C, paste that in here. And then right here after this is valid, we'll copy this. And always remember to use the naming of this, doesn't matter. And then you want to come into that update ladder data, create this variable, and create these two variables, and compile that. That'll be all you need to do here. And then we'll come over to our graph, zoom out, and down here, hold Alt and break that. Click, left click. Over to our animation for our ladders, and right here we want these two orange nodes. If you hold Control and drag, you can select these nodes and hold Control and click C, copy, hold V to paste. Over here we can just final done. The ladder state is not set to none, meaning on the ladder. your default locomotion. Otherwise, you'll be doing your lateral. Not going to deal too much with organization to lengthen out the video for something like that. Now that we have our animation blueprint set up, we can head over to our animations for the ladder climbing. We'll need to make some adjustments for the bottom. Not this animation. Top animation, want to set to ladder slot. Don't worry about that T-posing. You just set it as fixed just because you changed the slot on it. It hasn't been fully refreshed. And we'll also want to go in the top. Out. I'll set this to ladder slot. Now we're going to head over into our ladder climbing component and make a quick adjustment for first person specifically. So open up this and come to our event graph or our replication graph. So and down here at the bottom, right click, create a custom event. And this will be server set use controller rotation. They're all capitals for the first letters, and we'll create an input controller rotation, and we'll drag from that and promote it to a variable. I'm just going to remove the spaces from that. I'm going to name it use controller rotation, replication, rep notify. And we'll create a new function here. So in this function, we will want to get our character reference, search for use controller rotation, get that variable. Annoying when that happens. Alright, we don't want to get it, we want to set it. Set controller use controller rotation, and we will set that to this value that we just created, use controller. Now when this event is called, it will set it on the server and then it will rep notify it up for all clients. Now we've got that done. We want to go to enter ladder. Start ladder climbing, enter ladder, and right here, server that use controller rotation, and we're going to have false for here. We can just copy that node, Control C, and on disable ladder climbing, so stop disable. Right here at the end, Control V and paste that in. We'll re-enable it. And that'll fix the rotation issues, so you can't rotate left and right and look around, like basically like rotate your whole body around on the ladder. And now we can just hop over to the ladder level and make sure everything works good. I'm in the demo maps, and look the ladder map. Pause this while it's loading. Alright, so that's loaded up. Play. Actually, before we do that, test the construct character will come in. Now we can click play, get our character. We interact with the ladder. Climb up and down. Exit the ladder. Fine. They're from the top. Camera adjustments needed there. Alright. So that'll be everything for this video. Found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, suggestions, feel free to join our Discord and ask about that. Link will be in the description. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.